On the topic of Scottish women meeting Japanese men and it being a match made in heaven, I think it is Nika whiskey, but it might be Hibiki. That's how that started, like the Japanese whiskey, because some Japanese man married a Scots woman and they went back to Japan, and he was like, I love whiskey, and his wife was like, well man, you know, there's lots of clean fresh water around here, you could probably make it here.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones. There's a guy who actually went to should we start the episode here? I'll start it at the whiskey chat. Yeah. There's an episode where there's a whiskey, but I can't remember the name of it. And the guy basically went to Skye? No, or Isla. It was one of the two, and was kind of an
island,
one of the Hebridean islands, and was really taken by the whiskey there and the taste and the way it was manufactured and stuff. And then he basically studied it, like where all these distilleries were, like exact geographical locations and stuff like that, and tried to match it as best as possible in Japan.
Yeah.
So he basically found somewhere that was the most like the Hebrides in Japan, and made the whiskey there. Editor Julian, could you? What is the name of the whiskey? Yeah, thank you. Right. Cool. Actually, I need to go to the toilet.
Oh no!
I need to go take a piss. Damn it.
All right. Well, if he's still recording this, then I'm just gonna keep everyone entertained. I mean, you've got titties to look at, but Editor Julian's probably put some kind of censor on them. If I know him, it's probably going to be that horrible piece of artwork from the hallways of Yamaku. And if it's not, I'll be only a little bit disappointed, but I'll be a bit disappointed. Oh yeah, da-da-da-da. It's kind of funny, because I've almost come full circle, because I'm now sitting in the very room, practically the exact position that I played this game originally. Like, I'm maybe about 2 feet away from where I once sat and bawled my eyes out when I'd finished it. 100%. As in 100% completion. And yeah, it's weird how life does that.
Hello, I am back from piss break.
Almost 10 years ago as well. Maybe about 8. Hello, Julian.
Hi. Cool.
Shall we continue? Shall we carry on?
Yeah, let's carry on.
I've been winding myself up for weeks about that, so I'm thankful for things turning out like this. She nods, leaning into me as we share the warmth of our bodies. You guys must be fucking roasting. The water's hot, you're hot, goddamn. I'm not sure whether she'll be okay with it or not. My temptation rapidly begins to get the better of my self-restraint.
Oh, for goodness
sake. Now
the
Loch Ness Monster shows up. Hey, Lilly?
Yes?
How was it? Last night, that is. Uh-oh.
Oh.
She pauses in thought before looking down slightly. A delicate smile finds its way onto her lips as she blushes, her body becoming more relaxed. It's more than enough to answer the question.
Hell yeah.
Even as I give a small nod in response, thoughts of last night run through my mind. Considering the situation, I don't really think anyone would blame me. That's true.
Hisso, your heart's beating.
Thank fuck for that. Her voice is cut off as I delicately place a hand on her thigh. While I'd resisted before, the memory of our first time is enough to make me give in. She lets her body lean into mine without a word of protest, an invitation that I'd be hard put to ignore. I place a small kiss on her neck to accept, before slowly moving my hand over her smooth legs.
Oh, Hisso, please.
Even as she says it, her mouth curls upwards into a smile, our tone caught between embarrassment and awkward giggling.
Bruh, same.
It's gonna be us for the next 5 minutes, just looking at me. Eventually, she takes one of my hands in hers, guiding it to her right breast. The tentative guidance she's willing to give me. All signs of tension in her body give way. I continue to take in the feeling of her soft skin, redoubled as my other hand slips between her legs. Oh.
Whoop.
Okay. I wonder if the feeling of my hands on her is exaggerated by her lack of sight. Why is he... Since her other senses are so finely tuned.
Stop fetishizing her blindness. I suppose that's the whole point of this game, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. You could argue that it's to prove that they're just as people because they are people.
Yeah.
But I think the upshot of it was that a lot of people were just like, look at all these hot disabled girls, you know.
Yeah.
She does seem to be enjoying it to a surprising extent, after all. It gives me a somewhat odd feeling, but a pleasurable one. It only takes a few minutes before her body starts to squirm ever so slightly. Her efforts to stifle her moaning becoming visible as she purses her lips. Her light-hearted, whispered protestations become noticeably more quiet. This makes me realize all her squirming against my body's made me increasingly excited as well. Oh, Lily! I withdraw my hands to give her adult senses time to respond. Nodding, she shakily stands, not in the bath, and offers her hands for me to lead her out of the cramped bathtub. Okay, that's better.
Oh!
Alrighty. She maneuvers herself out of the bath as I do, holding our hands holding each other's. Eventually, I sit beside the bathtub, the two of us fussing around a little until we get comfortable. With a small gasp from the Loch Ness Monster, desperately constrained to avoid being audibleized, she lowers herself onto me once again. The way she moves makes it obvious that she must still be on the verge of her climax. She slowly starts to move her hips up and down, her tongue finding mine as she holds my face upwards. I realize just how much pleasuring her has excited me. I can't tell whether I, like... How do you read shit like this, man? Do you just read it like you're reading the news? Just like, I put my penis inside of her and it was very pleasurable. Or like, do I lean into it? Do I try and make it sexy? Because I just feel weird trying to make it sexy.
Yeah, I feel really weird trying to make it sexy with you as well. But I suppose that's the whole point of this, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Hiss
well,
out.
the whole point of this was to get you to play this game, but
yeah, hiss out, hiss out.
Now here we are. Despite her clouded eyes being shut, her tightening grip on my shoulders shows that she's nearing the end of her endurance. Alright, as our breathing becomes more and more ragged, I rapidly feel my limit approaching as well. A series of harsh breaths is the only warning before her final gasp of ecstasy, her entire body tensing and her fingernails digging into my shoulders. More at 6. The BBC News, I'm John Crooks. My loins hit hers. Both of us froze against each other in climax. That's another unrealistic expectation. How many, like, it's not very often. Maybe that says I'm gonna shut up.
No, go on, because I think I know where you're going with this, and I agree with you. I think,
and it might be my experience. It might say a lot about me, but like a simultaneous climax is hard to come by, if you'll pardon the pun. Like, it doesn't happen all that often.
No.
In my, that again is my experience. Like,
yeah.
Either somebody's way out in front and you gotta wait for the other one to catch up, or on the worst of occasions, it doesn't happen to anybody.
I've been in that situation once. It is not fun because you're just kind of lying there like, huh.
I'm trying. I'm really trying.
Bed? Sleep?
Yeah.
Do you want a cup of tea?
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Usually the way this works is, this basically never happens. Usually one goes first and then the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I say,
let me put it this way: ladies first, usually.
Oh. You're a better lover than I am.
Oh, well, there you go. We learned a lot today.
Yep, we certainly did. That was good. She takes a gulp of air before replying, steadying herself as she nods. You bastard. She bows her head down to give me a small kiss, my hand reaching up to hold strands of her disheveled hair as we once again sit in blissful silence. Oh, I thought you were going to get a heartbeat there. I was going to be like, I knew it! I knew it!
No, surely.
No shagging. It's going to give you a heart attack.
I mean, surely people with I mean, like, how shitty must it be if you have arrhythmia?
That's true.
You just can't bang?
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah. Not unless you take your meds.
Well, he's taking his meds, so he'll be fine.
Yeah, probably. Let's hope so. After a chaotic dash to the station and finding our seats in the otherwise deserted carriage, we promptly crashed. Looking at the time, close to midnight, it's little surprise that few take this particular train. Hanako is fast asleep on Lily's shoulder, and I can only barely muster the energy to stay awake. The excitement we had a while ago probably didn't help. Yeah, it makes you sleepy.
Yeah.
I'd probably be pretty depressed about going back to school if my brain was actually working. That happens too. As it is, though, the sight of the nighttime scenery scrolling by is surprisingly beautiful.
Maybe he's experiencing some of that PNC. Some of that post-nut clarity.
Oh.
You ever heard
I was
about
going to
that?
say... Oh, post-nut clarity.
Yeah.
But he's not really having much of, like, an awakening, though. It's not any kind of, like, brash thoughts to him. If anything, I'd say it's a PSF.
Post-sex fatigue.
Post-sex... Yeah, fatigue or fog.
Yeah,
if you like
fog.
You know, can't really think much, can't really focus on much. You're just in the clouds, just like, that was great.
There's in Japan, they actually have their own name for post-nut clarity, and I think...
Oh, of course they do.
Yeah, it translates to as gentleman time, basically.
What, gentleman time is like post-orgasm when you're rethinking your entire life?
Yeah. And you just become
No,
a
I'd
bit
call
more
that
relaxed, a
gentleman
bit
time.
more of a gentleman, you know?
Oh, no, listen, I always view post-nut clarity as either a semi-negative thing or, like, at least, you know...
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
always put it
positive.
quite a negative.
Yeah.
Depends what the clarity is about. Depends what you're coming clear about, you know? Sometimes you have post-nut clarity and you're like, what the fuck am I watching? Or who the hell is in my bed, you know?
Oh.
Sometimes you have post-nut clarity and it's like, I never want this person to leave my side. Sometimes you have post-nut clarity and it's like, holy shit, I left the window open. You know, it just depends.
I mean, usually most of my post-nut clarity is positive things that I've been worried. So it's been things that I've been worrying about, and then I've gone, actually, that's kind of sorting itself out, or I could do this to fix it.
Yeah,
you know.
I say most of mine are most of the clarities I get are you need to stop jacking off and start doing something productive.
Well, there you go.
My loud yawn is nearly wholly drowned out by the clacking of the train tracks and the old carriage's rattling. Don't call her that. Oh, so tired.
And whose fault is that, Hisao? Fucking idiot.
Yours! You came into the bath! She really does toe the line between insulting and amusing sometimes, though I managed to wring out a weary smile. It is her fault.
Yeah, it's that Scottish sarcasm.
Yeah. I look back out the window, my reflection just visible on the clear pane. Truth be told, she's perfectly correct. If it weren't for that little interlude a few hours ago, both of us would have a lot more energy. On top of that, we both have to take another bath. Of course, he's all dirty, trying to get clean. Very nearly making us late for the train's departure. Yeah, it was mine. Still, getting into a bath with a guy is a dangerous thing to do.
No. Getting into a bath with an 18-year-old boy is a very dangerous thing to do.
Very dangerous thing to do, yeah.
Alright?
Yeah.
Scout's honor, you can sit in a bath with me and nothing would happen.
Is that an invitation?
To anybody! Part-time fans!
Enter our competition now. And one lucky winner will get to have a bath with the Julian Amadeus Pombo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, I mean, fucking... But honestly...
No baths
like,
with me.
I mean, I don't know.
No baths.
I'm just assuming you're not up for it. You can't control
really like
yourself,
baths.
you prevert. Anyway.
I mean,
Evidently.
hey, I can't I can make no promises about what my body does out with my control.
Evidently.
All right. Sorry. I guess I kind of took advantage of the situation back there.
Well, I didn't exactly hate it.
As she trails off, I look back to her. My eyes narrow as I see her slightly reddened cheeks and small grin, her mind obviously elsewhere. Say it. I fucking loved it. Oh.
Nice cock. I knew the possibility of it happening was there.
I knew it! You're a filthy prevert just like me! She quickly coughed into her free hand, making her disapproval crystal clear.
That's a rather crude way of putting it.
It's true. Oh? And you would suggest...
I merely have a healthy adolescent sex drive.
See, yeah, she's got a healthy adolescent sex drive and you're a filthy pervert.
Which is actually a fun bit of science here. Girls and boys, right?
Oh, here we go.
Young boys are hornier the younger they are. Young boys, I mean, I'm talking about 18, right?
Oh.
I'm talking from about 18. I mean, you could go back earlier if you like, but 18, right? Just
yeah,
to be
man,
safe,
when
right?
you started that, I'm picturing like 7-year-olds running around like, I've got a stoner! But not do it!
No. So, your average 18-year-old boy is going to be way hornier than your average 18-year-old girl. And as both sexes age, males tend to get less and less and less interested in sex, and women become more and more and more interested in sex. Which is why you have that sort of trope of the sort of like sex crazed like wine mum that you get in like Sex in the City. That's why it's such a character. And then you have the dawdly, like, you know, 40, 50-year-old man who doesn't give a fuck anymore. It's just like, I'm just here to just have a good time.
Like Al Bundy. For anyone who knows who that is.
I don't know who that is. Julian, do you know who that is?
He was a character from a sitcom. It doesn't really matter.
Alright. Which sitcom?
But he was famous. Oh god, like not even one that I've watched. I just know it exists.
Yeah, I was thinking Mr. Bouquet, i.e. Mr. Bucket. So there you go. Fun fact.
Who's Mr. Bucket?
Keeping Up Appearances.
Oh yeah. Okay. So in other words, dirty-minded. Almost seeming to sense the moment, Hanako mumbles quietly as she furrows her brow in Lily's lap. Yeah, Hanako's like, guys, I'm right here. Lily's look of disapproval melts away as she gently smiles and strokes her hand on Hanako's long dark hair. All I can do is watch. Watch and smile. Smile and wave. If someone were to ask me when I fell in love with her, I wouldn't be able to answer. The best I'd be able to come up with is, it just happened at some point, but I didn't realize it. Yeah, that does happen. Sometimes you realize it too late. Them's the breaks. If someone were to ask me why I love her, though, then I could answer much more easily. Yeah, that's usually the case. You really love Hanako, don't you? She gives a deep nod, smiling warmly. Oh. Oh. It's decision time.
I think we should.
God,
I'm gonna be honest. I'd like to talk about Hanako personally.
You'd like to talk about Hanako, would you? Well, let's see about that, Julian.
Okay. While you're finding out, I'm gonna go feed these cats. Okay. I'll be right back.
I found out already, and you're right. Always go with your gut. Oh, he's gone already. Well, I'll just tell another story, I suppose. Yeah, Al Bundy. I don't remember what sitcom it's from, but for anybody that watches Modern Family, the old guy in Modern Family, well, I forget the character's name. It's like Nick or something like that. the one who's married to Sofia Vergara, he's in it, in this particular sitcom. And you're a woman that does the voice for Leela from Futurama, whose name I also forget. Hang on, you know what? While he's feeding cats, are you back?
Yes, I am.
Oh, sick. Okay. Well, talk about Hanako. You were right. Go with your gut.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry. Hanako
Oh, shit, I didn't
gaining
save.
confidence next to you. At least for as long as I've known you two. I wouldn't worry about it. We're on track for a good ending, you know? We're fine.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, sorry. She gives a self-deprecating sigh.
I think I merely provided her with company and support. Since she came to know you, she's opened up so much more. Even to me.
I get the feeling she's understating her influence on Hanako, especially given that before the two came to know each other, Hanako had no friends to speak of.
Hell yeah. This is a lovely
The
arc.
friends I'd had. It's a lovely arc, and I'm very glad that we decided to keep it. The friends I'd had in my previous school fulfilled what I'd have expected of them. For the most part, simply being there for idle chatter. But in Hanako and Lilly, there really feels to be more to their relationship. A part of me envies it, but another can't ignore the fact that the school year will eventually end. After graduation, I really have no idea what Hanako will do. This trip has shown me just how much we've all come to depend on one another.
I mean, who knows?
Codependent!
Who knows? Maybe you'll keep in touch. You know, you'll try to start a band. Maybe you'll start a YouTube channel. It's all good. You never know what will happen.
Yeah, you never know. Holy shit. Indeed, we're all going to have to make decisions. Maybe that's the reason why, despite our return to school also heralding a return to the normalcy of everyday life, I can't help feeling a little restless. On the bright side, it won't take long for the summer holidays to arrive after our exams are finished. We could come back here during the summer holidays if you want. For a moment, she thinks on the notion, her face becoming somewhat distant. I can only guess she's reflecting on all that's happened here.
That would be good, I think.
I nod approvingly, smiling at her. Summer, together with Lilly. This idea seems like the perfect way to spend our holiday. Oh, is this new?
Oh.
Ah, yes, I think it's a new chapter.
Future.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, we've done past and present.
Oh, are we getting near the end?
We're getting close. We're getting near the end.
Oh, no! I don't want
Editor
it to
Julian, the
end!
sitcom talking about earlier is called Married with Children.
I don't know that
yeah,
one.
you can make any reference to it if you want. No, it's old. It's old as fuck.
Alright.
After the excitement of Hokkaido, it seems strange to be right back to the usual daily routine so soon. Indeed, it feels like a normal day, same as any other. Well, that's what I'd like to think anyway. To tell the truth, the atmosphere of the entire class, nay, the entire school has changed.
Yeah, good change. Nay is better.
Well, while an undercurrent of subdued trepidation had previously pervaded the class... Holy fuck, that's a fucking tongue twister. While an undercurrent of subdued trepidation had previously pervaded the class, now that the exams are in sight, it's boiled over into frantic studying rarely seen otherwise.
Yeah. Signed, Joy, small baby kangaroo Tribbiani. That's what it sounded like. Fucking, fucking thesaurus Chan over here. Going fucking mental.
One day until exams start. It's horrific, really, that instead of studying, we went and wasted our time up north. That was not wasted time, mate. You made memories you are never going to forget.
Yeah.
Time enjoyed is not time wasted.
Mm-hmm.
Glancing around the class, even the bubbly, ever-energetic Misha seems oddly deflated. She sits at her desk, nervously chewing a pen while Muto lectures from the front of the class. Wait. On closer inspection, I do believe she's eating it. Tearing my eyes from the sorry spectacle, I turn my attention elsewhere. Hanako sits frantically scribbling in her notebook, her face mere inches away from the page, seemingly trying to record every word that leaves Muto's mouth. Shizune's... well... Shizune. Cool as a cucumber, she sits diligently taking notes with her attention wholly focused on the front of the class. Truth be told, it's what I should be doing as well, if not for the fact that I feel like I have a pretty good handle on what's being covered already. I wonder how Lily's doing. While she does have a good head on her, she has plenty on her plate, unlike me. Her class representative duties, taking care of Hanako, her other social contacts, her extra English studies. That girl really does take on a lot. The lunchtime bell brings a sigh of relief from the entire class, Muto being no exception. I get the feeling he much prefers the more laid-back atmosphere of his normal classes to the frantic pace of exam preparation we're subjected to right now.
As teachers, Yes.
Yeah.
I hate prepping kids for exams.
Awful.
Hee-chan! Help me! Help me!
I lower my eyelids to half-mast, making clear my intention of doing quite the opposite. Ugh, no, go on, help her.
Help me! Help me! Help me!
Not going well?
Shi-chan's going to be fine, but I think I might die. I'm going to die, Hee-chan. Will you let me die from all this work? Is there really nothing after death? Are we all doomed?
If you're gonna die from anything, it's probably from eating your pencil. How maudlin. Given that she's neither the brightest student in the class nor the most diligent, it isn't a great surprise that she's what you're doing. It isn't a great surprise that she's finding it hard to cope with the workload.
Shi-chan's gonna be well. Okay.
Sorry, Misha, but I've got my own work to do. I thought you and Shizune would be studying together over the long weekend anyway.
Studying's too boring to waste on a holiday, Hee-chan. Shopping together was much more fun, wasn't it, Shi-chan?
Yeah, see, everyone spent the weekend doing fun shit.
Yeah.
It's only now that I realise Shizune has been looking over to us, and that Misha's arms have been moving likely all this time. I must really be zoned out to not have noticed. Either that or it's just, commonplace. What is it with girls and shopping anyway? Even Lilly and Hanako have dragged me out with them a couple of times.
But you went anyway? It's so rare to see a guy that likes going shopping. You a simp?
Shopping you like.
You fucking little simp, you.
Well, my role would probably be best described as pack mule. I can't say I share your enthusiasm about the experience. Back to the exams. You studied after you got back from the days off, didn't you, Shizune?
Of course, Hee-chan. It's only sensible to study in the days before.
Misha makes a sound vaguely similar to a dying cow.
Yeah,
as she realizes her folly and unceremoniously flops onto her desk, betrayed even by her best friend. Alright, so Misha did nothing.
Huh.
Judging from Shizune's quite frustrated look at Misha, she probably told her to study as she did.
Don't worry. You can still gain some grades if you start studying now.
Wow, encouraging.
Maybe.
We really got off onto the wrong foot with these guys. No, we got off on the right foot, but, we didn't get any further.
No.
Misha does not seem overly amused. It seems the bubbly balloon of everlasting cheerfulness has been cruelly popped.
To be honest, out of these two, the only one I would really want to hang out with is Misha, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. She's a good pal.
Aye.
Shizune's a bit of a head case.
Aye.
Shizune's signing goes unnoticed by the moping Misha, earning her a quick poke in the shoulder. It takes barely a moment for Misha to get back into form.
So what did you do over the weekend, Hee-chan? And we will tell her what we did over the weekend in the next episode.
More like, who did we do over the weekend?
Right. Subscribe, do the things. We're gonna keep being disgusting boys over here. And with that, we'll see you all next time. Yeah, exactly. What do you expect? Bye.
Part-timers, we do this part-time. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe.